That's right. Everybody get up. This is the Gospel Jazz Connection here with D Nice, and I got my ladies in the house. The background music you're hearing right now is a tribute to Tina Marie, and we got a girl in the house, you know what I'm saying? She's open for Tina. She hung with Tina. They kicked it together. Saying background for Tina with everybody else. That's the one you're seeing right now, Miss Makita, on the mix. So that's what we got going on right now. Yeah. Thank you, sir. They got comfortable with this air conditioning. It's like, now we got to be reality, the heat. But yeah, so Tina was tight.
Yeah, Tina was one of the baddest.
Yeah, she was the baddest out there, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a cold piece when it came down to funk.
Man, no one knew that, one of those girls of that persuasion could get off like that.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not one that's come along to do it like that yet. And I don't think we'll have one.
No. You get one in every millennium.
Yeah, you do. Hey, no matter how bad they are, you know what, they gotta bow down to the queen. She was the queen when it came down to that. Oh my goodness.
And I know you got woman had that big voice. Yeah, I know, right? Yes. Little, was barely 5 feet.
I know, you stand up on her like, is she there?
Yeah.
Rest your arm on her head.
Exactly.
But I mean, she just was so effervescent.
Yeah.
So I could see how you guys could just really get together. We talked about Friends last week.
Yeah.
And you had a chance to share some experiences with her.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So we got we got people that might have just tuned in a little late last time. So just, bring a little bit about some of the stuff she did in your life. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. T did so much. Not only did she believe in me, she wanted me to continue to be an entrepreneur. She very much encouraged me to write my own music, produce my own music, perform my own music, as well as do what I did in the industry. But she wanted me to make sure I stayed, I kept myself.
Right.
That I knew my style and I was loyal to that.
Right.
That I could be as creative as I want, and then I could sit down when I want.
Yeah, that's a good
that's
thing.
What was really important in a conversation with her as far as my career went. Now, as being auntie to my children,
right,
she was out of control. If someone cut up and I said, you know what, he got that C- or he got a D, and I'm like, okay, he can't have this iPod that she wanted. She didn't listen to me.
Right.
She gave the kids the iPod anyway. I just wanted to hurt her.
Wow. I know you did.
And I mean, it's so beautiful. Even though the boys have all now grown up, they still have gifts that she gave them. I mean, toys. My son still has this boat. It goes in the water. It's a remote control boat that she gave him when he was like, I think Malik was 6 or 7, and he's 18 now.
Wow.
So yeah, it's that kind of love.
Right. So she's surely missed, but like I said, those oldies but goodies. I'm telling you, she's a legend.
Yeah, she'll live forever.
Yes, she will. Always gonna be on.
Miss Monica. Hi, honey.
Hello there.
Tell us, do you have an experience with Miss T?
Yes, I mean, the last performance I saw her do, it was at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
Universal City Walk.
Yeah.
And she was throwing it down up there. She was all over the stage. And then I got a second surprise because Stevie Wonder snuck in.
Did.
He wasn't even on to perform.
Right.
He just came to hear her.
Yep.
And she was singing in the middle of her song. She stopped because she spotted him. And she had him to come up on the stage. Yep. And then we had a real concert going on. Yes.
A ball.
Yes.
I mean, that's the beauty of, I think, for mostly all those Motown cats, I think that was something that they really genuinely took care of each other. They looked out for each other like up until this very moment. You know what I mean?
They still do.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a love and a respect for the music and what, just having to take care of each other and be on those buses together.
Oh yeah. And all of them are very talented.
Yeah.
And one thing I liked about the old school ones is you could be doing a performance, and anybody in the audience could come up there that you knew, and you guys could collaborate right there on the stage together. Everybody just come together. It's like they would just pull people out the audience that they knew.
Yeah.
Come on up here.
Yes.
And then you got a huge concert going on that wasn't even planned.
It's a festival. It becomes a festival.
Yes, it does. But I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't see a lot of our youth doing that now when they perform.
Right. The support, without having the pride issues are gone. You know, we had a lot of pride issues with it. And now we don't. We don't have them, you know, those kind of, you know, Tina would always say, I'm Tina. So I don't have to be intimidated by another artist. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and she wouldn't be. She would just do what she did and bring 1,000,001 people up there.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that Whitney was like that too. Whitney was just passing the microphone around at her concert.
But it makes the concerts fun and it's genuine and it's not written off of a script.
Yes.
You just free flowing. Everybody got talent. Everybody is just happy to be with each other.
Yes.
Yeah. You could feel it because the audience will feel it.
Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, T could cook.
Wow.
T could cook. Oh my goodness. I come up and go in her pots a lot.
And she would probably go on in yours
exactly,
too.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah,
you can burn it too.
They know you go get
yeah. You know how to stir the pots too.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's what we friends, and that was in memory. R.I.P. Miss Tina Marie, the best ever shot. Now we got another treat for you here. You know, not only has this young lady opened and sang behind backgrounds for Tina, but the list goes on and on. There's other people that she's worked with, you know what I'm saying, Whispers, just go on some of them that you've given them. For the people that don't know who you are, they better figure it out.
Oh my God.
But tell us a little of the names.
Ziggy Marley, Philip Bailey, of course, Jeffrey Osborne, Sheila E., Brian McKnight. Oh God, it's been a lot.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and then of course, for several years, I've been the lead vocalist of Rose Royce. Recently retired from that, but yeah, I've been doing my thing out here on the West Side.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Now we preempted that one there because I have on the cooker right now. We tried to do this last week, but it wasn't to be. But it's happening now. So this is one of your songs you can preempt. This one here is number 12 on the track, so you can talk about. You can tell us what that's all about. So go ahead and preempt that one. I'm playing when you
go and tell us the story.
Tell us about it.
This song is about and it really happened. Like I was really going through a really rough time, so I was praying. And after I got through praying, I called my girls. I called my girls and was like, we need to have a chicken wing and wine conversation. You know, so get over here, you know. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
And Nisa, my beautiful Nisa Shanae, who is also featured on this song, she was one of my girls. And she drove all the way from L.A., you know, out to the Inland Empire where I've been, and my girl sat on the couch and we had chicken wings and wine, and then we cried our eyelashes off, and we talked, and it's so beautiful. Like when I listen to those songs, people don't understand. It's not something that somebody told me. Every lyric on every song, I have lived it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what makes it so sacred for me. I'd never cared about the awards and all of that. But when I got to see, I mean, and awards came from it. That's what really tripped me out. But when I got to see the women that were like, man, I mean, you talking about the Father, you talking about our culture, you talking about all of these different things, you know, and that's not being done. And I'm so grateful that, you know, you could talk about real life issues. And that was some of the things that, you know, I reverting back to T, that she told me to remain authentic.
Right.
You know, don't let anybody change me. And my grandmother used to always tell me that. Don't be a carbon copy of anyone.
Right, be yourself.
Right. Yeah. So if you are that gumbo pot, and I know I'm a gumbo pot, you know what I mean?
Right.
I got it all in there, you know, and I want the Most High to be glorified first. But, you know, there are times when I just need my sister girls.
Right. And so that was, we're going to let them hear how you guys kick it and cut it up.
Sister girls.
So this is Sister Girls featuring
Nisa Shanae and Lara Lynn. My girls.
Well, hey, sister girl, I wanna thank you for everything that you've done for me. You're always there whenever I need, giving love unconditionally. And I wanna tell you, I see it don't matter what we're going through. I get up off my knees and I come to you. Like when we stand together, gonna make it. Nobody but my sister. Oh. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. Yeah. Even when you tell me that's alright, you know it's alright. Going on, oh. This thing tight with nobody but my sister. Sister girl. Oh, listen, I came to tell you, when I did everything to fulfill my dreams, you were always there just believing in me. You said, girl, you gotta believe. Now look at me, it don't matter what we're going through. I get up on my knees and I come to you. Come to you. We stand together, gonna make it too. But nobody but my sister. My sister. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. Even when you tell me that's alright. That's alright. Going on, keep this thing tight. But nobody but my sister. Nobody but my sister. Yeah. Listen to me, Tiffany. Oh, yeah. Remember the time when I chose the wrong man? You did everything you could to understand. Stayed right by my side. You let me know everything's alright. Sister girl, I came to remind you. Oh yeah. Remember the time I almost lost my home? Seemed like all I had was about to be gone. Your clothes are my clothes, your shoes are my shoes. No matter what we lost, we always had food. We're gonna make it. Nobody but my sister. Nobody but you, girl. Sometimes I'm right. Even when I'm wrong, tell me that's alright. It's alright. Yeah. Nobody. Yeah. Come on, yeah. Sing it for me, say oh, 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 yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, you better sing, girl.
Girl, you better sing that song.
Oh my goodness, Stacey, Tiffany Lang, ladies and gentlemen, you better understand.
No, Nisa Shanae and Marilyn.
I can't wait to put this on my resume. Thank you very much.
You know that. Now remember, I told you your clothes is gonna be my clothes.
Your shoes is gonna be mine.
Okay. We're just gonna swip and swap.
And that's what it's about, my girls. Keep your head up.
That's how we do it.
Stay encouraged. Keep it positive.
Oh yeah. For the Father,
for the Son,
and for the Holy Ghost.
3 in 1.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's for Mama Nim, Auntie Nim,
Cousin Nim,
Grandma Nim, all your ladies.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Oh, oh,
you better sing.
It's for the ladies.
My sister,
my sister, my sister,
my sister. Oh, my sister. Oh, my sister.
You know what? That was even for D and M.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That was for D and M. I like that. That was a nice little cut there with your girls, and
you.
I could see where it would be, something that was very spontaneous and because just even at the ad libs at the back, you know what I'm saying?
It was
that makes a song
hilarious. I just wrote what the verse was gonna be, and everything else was just us acting up.
Right. Yeah. That's what you got to do sometimes. You just got to what? Act up?
Act up.
Mm-hmm.
Acting up.
Folks, don't adjust your dial. This is Ebonics coming through. You know what I'm saying? We just having a good time, and that's how we do it here. We just put it out there like it is. Yes. And you heard her. She didn't fumble her words. That's what she said. She acting up in here. And that's what we're doing. This is Gospel Jazz Connection. I'm D Nice. And we're doing a little mix here. We've got my girl, Miss M. Say what's up, Miss M. Hey.
Hey, Miss M.
It's camera here. Finally get it. Every once in a while, she's like working nonstop. We just got to snatch her on some Fridays. Man. And so, you know. You know, she's just running it. You're just running. So what's so important that you can't make it down here like you're supposed to every week? Just we go since we already put it. We just acting up, just putting it on blast now.
Because I'm always acting up.
That's what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
She be out there in traffic. She be on the low.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just gotta put 5 on that. Every once in a while, just low jack. One day you're gonna come out there and they're gonna have one of them things on your tire. You know what I'm saying? That's
can't touch that.
We just gonna boot it up. Yeah. Oh, where's she at?
Going there?
We booted her up. We know exactly where she at. Send the car to bring it to the studio.
Because a couple of months ago, the Hyatt kicked off with the Jazz Festival.
That's right.
All through the summer.
Oh, that's right. I missed that. Yeah.
And I got to be it though.
I know that's right.
Oh, they had some good stuff there.
The best time of the summer.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This is that season.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? That's real. That's real. Now, speaking of, because we're going to be bringing into this segment, you're introducing a segment to where you're able to listen to people's submissions and talk about people that want to get some things heard.
Yes.
And it just caused me to think of back in the day, I met this guy. Mm-hmm. And, I heard his music and it really affected and touched me. And come to find out that you've been going overseas and working with him. I'm talking about Brother Tim Kepler.
Yeah.
And when I heard that voice, when I first heard that voice, it was like, dude, it was astronomical.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And you know what?
He's absolutely amazing.
Right. So, you know what? I just wanted to just treat us up today and get a chance to listen to something he's got going on, too.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's got a testimony. So we're going to have to get him in the studio one day and just really let him talk about his studio, talk about his testimony.
I'm on all of them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He had like 7 octaves.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude's
his range is ridiculous. Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, I just like, huh?
Right, produced and arranged it and did the musicals. And I'm sitting there going, okay, dude, you know what I'm saying? And still maintained his life. And, you know what I'm saying? He was married and doing the thing. And I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're just doing too much.
Yeah,
you know, when you find something. So, never can tell what can come out of what God does. He just does the absolute, doesn't he?
Man, look, it can be your darkest hour, your darkest day, and he will put light on that thing and blow your whole life up for the right thing and in the right way. And I think that's what happened to Tim because he's just been on the up ever since.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so I want to share this little treat with you right now, folks. This is Tim Kepler. And the name of this one is Forgiven, and it's one of my favorites because, like I said, I'm sitting here saying I was forgiven too. So it's good to find somebody who's singing about it. So let's hear Tim Kepler with Forgiven.
Yay!
My righteousness. By the blood I'm redeemed. It washed my soul and made me clean. All my days I'll be living the new life I've been given. And by the testimony in me, Satan has to run and flee. By the blood that was shed on Calvary. And by his blood there is life that leads into eternal life. Never gonna be the way I used to be again. I'm gonna live my life free with the Holy Ghost, and I'll never
Well. Is that singing or is that singing?
That was singing.
Yeah, that's. Did you hear the music that trying to give us a little church? He took us to church. I mean,
yeah, he did. He
yeah, man. And you did a tenure with him too. You've been going back and forth with him to Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us a little about that.
We do a tour. We had been doing a tour with Ron Brown on saxophone, and Kirk Whalum and Doc Powell and Tim and myself. It's called Jazz in the Spirit. Hey, that's when I got came into my life.
Wow.
Hey, right.
We know good music when we see that. We hear that.
Jazz in the Spirit.
Yep.
Guys, think about how long ago that was.
Oh man, that was the day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that's how long we've been doing that tour. Going back and forth overseas.
Wow.
Japan to Korea to Hawaii. You know, that's our Japanese family. We do a wonderful tour with we were under a ministry. Akira Takimoto, who since we've lost him. He transitioned. And when he transitioned, we a lot of stuff just began to go down. My Ron has been dealing with dementia.
Oh no.
So yes, so we're still praying, that something can be done to recover him. But he literally had to stop touring.
He's so talented
on
that saxophone. It's unbelievable.
And just the spirit, when I think about those years of prayer and how they all just came into my life and have been, Ron was big brother, prayer partner, teacher, Papa Akira Takimoto, who I will love forever. May he rest. He is just he was an amazing minister out of Shinshiro, Japan, and his ministry was just amazing. He was like the largest. He was the biggest minister over in Japan, and still, it's not even 5% believers over there. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, but they are jazz lovers.
Okay. Gotcha.
See, so it takes a wise one to win a soul. You feel me?
Yes, it does.
So we knew how to. I was in the clubs. I didn't care. I did Blues Alley, Blues. Oh my God, we did the Blue Note, Blues Alley. We did convention halls, and was always sold out. Always a sold out standing room. Amazing. Churches.
That was my first invitation to listen to what they call gospel jazz.
Yeah,
I had never heard of gospel jazz until you guys were doing that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what it is? The beauty of it is that we give honor and homage to the Most High above all things, but we're musicians. You understand? It flips me out that people you just want to put God in a box. But God said, don't be so heavily minded that you know earthly good.
Right.
I'm not listening to Shirley Caesar when I'm having dinner with my husband. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
It's like, can we really be real in this walk? And that's really what it was about. We're musicians that have played it all.
Yes.
From rock and roll to standard fusion standards, we've done it all. Pop, jazz, R&B. I mean, there's not really one thing that I haven't done, even classical. So, it's that's really what that was about, gospel jazz, because we really wanted to continue to do what we do, but the consciousness and our mindset was about the Most High God first. And God had to get all the glory because, we were children trying to walk righteously, but still do what we do. You know what I mean?
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because, you are the reason why we created that one title we have for our show, which was Gospel Jazz Connection. because we always liked the jazz.
Yes.
And then when we heard you guys singing, we were
Yeah.
like, we got to have a show called Gospel Jazz Connection, and that's what we were playing.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's beautiful because it just stays. It stays good. It's just good music. You know, that was the whole goal, that we always wanted God to know we love Him above all things, but keep good music. I mean, our children need to know, just because we love the Lord don't mean that we don't love each other.
Right.
That's right.
We have to love each other, you know, and that's so important. And then there's all different aspects when we're walking down here in the flesh. You know, it's okay for a man to say, I love my wife, or it's okay for sister girls to say sister girl, you know what I
Right.
mean? And Ron Brown, I mean, he was such a mentor. I remember his wife would say to me, you know, you're spending more time with my husband than me.
Wow.
You know, but she trusted me. There was never an issue where she looked down like, okay, well, you're the only girl in this tour. No. I mean, Ron is and always has been, at least as all the years that I've known him, Barbara. His Barbara is everything, you know, and what a blessing, you know. So I've been able to travel the world really with some of the best,
Right.
and still keep integrity. Integrity.
That means a lot.
Yeah. My character and my integrity is everything. I will walk away if that's put on the line. Well, above all things, my righteous walk. If my salvation, my integrity, and my character is put on the line,
Right.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. I've recently experienced that, and so I was like, oh no. That there's a line with me.
Right. And a lot of people look at everything black and white, but we've been past black and white.
Man.
I mean, when we were in the Garden of Eden, things might have been black and white.
Yeah.
But then they tripped up on that, because when they turned around and says, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? He's here. We're naked, and he figured everything changed perspective.
Man.
And they saw things. Exactly, and blew them away. So then we now came into the gray areas.
Yeah, man.
And since then we have now kind of like issued every other day what's gray area. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Politically,
Yeah.
from the top down,
Yeah.
they're telling us what's gray and trying to make us look like it's black and white.
Right.
But it's not there. Laws are laws until you break them or make them into what you bend them to be.
That's
right.
right.
And then, you know what I'm saying, it is black and white. So, you know, in the situation we've been talking about as far as our relationships, and going into it a little deeper, because you do a show, a television show on, you know, what I'm saying, on Wednesdays, once a month. You do it on relationships, and you kicked off your first show with two of the young ladies that have been on tour, and you've been a part of their life for, as far as, you know, what I'm saying,
almost
background
20
singing.
years.
Yeah,
We got 19 in for me.
right. And so, talking about relationships can be a very slippery slope if you look at it black and white.
Yeah.
So we were just talking a little bit about off air about the gray areas on that one there, and I'd like to go back into it and look into it a little more, because we got time. That's what we're all about today, doing relationships. Because relationships, like you were saying, come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, there's relationships in husband and wife, in friendships, in
relationship
your job,
with your doctor.
your doctor,
with your pastor.
Yeah, I saw my doctor today, and so you know what I'm saying. And we got a great relationship. If I go and see him, he's good. But if he tells me, you know what I'm saying, he said, I got your cell phone number. Yeah, you got my cell phone number, which means that you can do a follow-up anytime you want to. That's what he let me know. I can call you, and he will call me exactly. And I mean, we're good friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Halfenstein, Beverly Hills. He's just a great doctor. And in contrast, then I have Dr. Maxey, who was on here with you yesterday, last week. And Dr. Maxey's a whole different character.
Right.
Now, Dr. Halfenstein, he'll sit back and he'll, you know what I'm saying, look at me and watch and do his little and then he's good. He's like, okay, you look good. You're good. You need anything? You good? Okay, I'm good. Now, when I go over and see Dr. Max here, when he comes in there, see, he looks through that third eye. He don't want to listen to what I got.
Yeah,
he just sits back there and looks from a different angle. He's gonna look in your eyes, whites in your eyes. He's gonna look all over your fingernails and everything else to see what the signs he's looking for. And then he'll be like, how's your blood sugar? How's this? How's that? And it's like, okay, well, then you wonder why we're talking about something else. Why you bring that up?
I told you made me go buy a monitor. Yeah. I was like, I'm scared. What? I don't know.
Yeah, because he wants you to be well.
I love him. Yes.
And you got and you just can't snow him.
No.
And say, oh, I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna cut it.
No, he's like, man, been there, done that. I done forgot all the stuff that you think you're gonna learn. You understand?
But I'm gonna keep trying.
I'm gonna keep trying. Dude, you playing? I done passed that. I passed that in '62. Quit playing.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And relationships, like I'm saying, with the doctors, or the relationship with the, I'm saying, parents, or relationship with kids, and you raised 5 boys. So I mean, and then you got your daughter that's here now. So and that must be an interesting characteristic right there, because she's tall, but she's young. Yeah. And she's got all these boys. Yeah. So she must really be able to slang it to get up there and get a word heard.
She's going to catch it. She's going to catch it. I mean, it's so funny how life repeats itself. It was 5 boys in the house with me.
Right.
And then it was just me.
Right.
Of course, and my mother, of course, she did remarry and gave me a younger sister. But by the time my sister was here, I was on my way out the door.
Wow, right.
So, to see now that my daughter is going through the same thing, I'm going, oh my God, are they going to not let her have a boyfriend in school? Like, I did not have a boyfriend in school that we grew up with.
Right.
Like in Goultown, it's like, no, you know her, you too much like family. You can't date my sister. I mean, that's how my brothers believe. They were like, nah, that's too much like, or if it was one of their friends, definitely hands off. And I had crushes,
Right.
I had crushes. They would come over, I'm like, oh my God, it's Troy, it's Israel. Oh my God, I was obsessed with my brother's friends, but they weren't having it. They were not
going to happen. Not on my watch.
They were like, it's your brother. That's it. That's all. You can't. It cannot be anything else. So I think she's in trouble. She's going to get it too.
Yeah, but the good thing, I mean, the good to the bad to the good to the gray area again, is that back in the day they had to see it or hear it or witness it.
Yeah.
Nowadays they can text and put it on social media all at once. Hey, when you see this young lady right here, hands off.
See,
and then suddenly it's like having a scarlet letter.
This is my sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
and
snap a picture and put it on a man, and they be like, I can't talk to you.
My boys are terrible.
Man.
I already know. My baby gonna be like, Mom, really? I'm like, yeah, babe, sorry. Sorry, babe. Mommy can't save you from it. Nobody saved me. You gotta go through your part,
Yeah.
They're so happy because, I mean, we never in a million years thought that I would have a daughter.
Wow.
I was content. 5 amazing boys that love their mama. And they're just my darlings. And so I was cool, I was able to get gully, I love cutting up with my boys, and now I can go to the nail salon.
Right. Yep, and just
take her and get her little locks tightened, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. I didn't think I was gonna have it, and I'm so good. I was obsessed with all of my girlfriends. Shout out to Stephanie, girl, my childhood sister. When she had a daughter, I was trying to take her daughter. My girlfriend Michelle, Ashley, you already know. You mine too. Every one of my girls that had a daughter, I was taking their kids. That's my baby. I'm auntie or mama. The second one. So yeah, it's real cool now to really have given birth to one.
Yes, it's very interesting to go through your emotion and then be into area of promotion.
Yeah.
So now you got promoted because having boys is different. So you can throw them jeans on them and they can be out there all day long screaming, hollering, and banging against the wall or whatever else. But when the girl comes around, then your whole mindset just changes whether you think you do or not.
Understand, all the
nails done.
Oh my God! And then it's like this overprotective lioness comes out of me. I was already like, what? Don't my boys, they were my everything, my life. So, you know, it's like, don't harm my boys. Those are my cubs, and I will shoot you behind them, you know?
Right.
But now that she's here, I'm like, oh my God, I'm extra.
Right.
I'm so extra. She's like, Mommy, it's okay. Mommy, I'm not watching anything you would not approve of on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like over her shoulder, like, what you got on here, boo? Okay, what's on your TV, boo? And I'm like running down the scales. She can't believe I'm like, I got this thing where I can go and see everything that she's watched.
Right.
I mean, like, she's in Atlanta right now, right? And right now, I can go on my phone and scroll down and watch everything she's went on the internet and watch.
That's a good thing to have nowadays. Though.
Yeah, and it's so cute. And I'll be like, so what did you watch? She said, oh, Mommy, I just watched some, you know how people do hacks on cleaning or making makeup. And she knows how to make lipstick now from watching these.
Wow.
But she really is. She's such a good girl. She's telling me the truth. You know
Wow,
what I mean?
that's a good thing.
Yeah, she's really telling me,
Wow.
and I would see it, and I'm like, wow, this girl is amazing. But my boys were like that though. Like if they did something wrong, yo, Mom, it was me. Yeah, I socked him in his head.
Wow.
I did. You know what I mean? But you know what it was though? I really gave them the opportunity and the platform to understand that I love them unconditionally. And it is better if you do something to take responsibility.
Yes.
Don't look me in my face and lie. I can handle anything but you looking me in my face lying to me. So just know that I love you. Even if you're guilty, now I'm gonna check you.
Right.
And they'll all tell you it's 10 times worse if I find out. If you come to me and tell me, come on, let's talk about it. Let me figure out why, and let's handle it.
Right.
But, let mommy find out.
Oh,
I'm gonna put paws on you. Put paws on you.
Right.
And they knew I wasn't scared of no government. I wasn't scared of 911.
Me
Miss
either.
M, I was never scared. I was
Me
like,
either.
boy, if they can love you and take care of you
I'll
better
take
than
your
me.
finger and dial it for you.
Exactly. Here's your luggage. Mommy gonna go get everything together, and I'm gonna tell them to take better care of you, and
Right.
you'll find out that they won't.
That's right.
now,
Right.
now, Ms. M, you've raised boys and girls, and
Well, see, I did the opposite of her. See, I had 3 girls right off the top.
Right.
And I never wanted girls. I always wanted
the
all
boys.
boys. And when I was
begging for a
young,
girl.
I was going through the change where you're planning your whole life out before you even started.
Yeah.
And my thing was I was going to get married. We were going to have a big house, and I was going to have 12 boys, is what I had told myself.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Okay, these girls came, and I just looked at that, and I was like, no, I want a boy. And so then I didn't think it was going to happen, and then that 4th one snuck up on me. It was a boy.
Yeah.
Then I was happy.
Yeah.
Because those girls was driving me crazy. With the barrettes and the hair and the earrings and all the little frilly dresses and the shoes. And they had to have everything. And because I was a dresser then, I had to have them the same way. And they were expensive, keeping those girls up.
I know you right.
And then they had a mix of personalities that wouldn't quit.
Yes.
I was like, no, this is my punishment. You gave me girls. I wanted to just have the boys. I could throw some jeans on them, a nice shirt, and say, go play, have fun. Don't worry about it. But see, them, I had to stay on top of them. I had to worry about them.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. Yeah.
And you know what? When you look at the favor and the flavor and the fun that God brings into everybody's life once they're a part of His kingdom, you got to sit back and wonder sometimes how you don't pull your hair out, but at other times you got to laugh despite, because, okay, after all that stuff now, and now you have grandchildren, okay, and you got 1 grandson, is it? Oh, 2? How many?
I've got 13 grandchildren.
That's beautiful.
And how many grandsons?
I've got 2 grandsons.
Out of 13.
That was my punishment. All these girls. And they wonder why I don't want to babysit. They would drive me crazy. Because they act like their grandma.
Oh, my God. That is awesome. I did not know that. Wow.
11 girls and 2 boys.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Dwarfed.
Careful what you ask for.
I know,
said
that's
12
right.
when I was about 14.
Wait, that's amazing.
But didn't the girls came out better than the boys? Didn't the granddaughters are all like scholars
Yeah,
and
my granddaughters are awesome.
Of course, they're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, it's those knuckleheads.
they ain't trying to do nothing. Boys ain't trying to see nothing. They trying to, they trying
know it all.
Yeah,
You can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because my oldest grandson, he's 27 now.
Wow.
And he still don't have it.
And we just got to pray for him. And just, I was saying that because one of mine is just really just going through it. And I was like, okay, look, I ain't going to never give up on you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you have to be in that place where you go, okay, but that can't be here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It just can't be here. And you have to love them and support them and believe in them and pray for them irregardless. Because some of them get it quicker than others, you know? And I just trust God no matter what. You know what I mean?
You got to.
I trust them. I lift them all up. You know, I only gave birth to 3 of the boys, but you know that. So I lift every last one of them up. You know, when I had them, I put the doctors out, everybody out. So it was just God and me alone in the room with those newborn babies, and I gave them back. I was like, you gave this beautiful, amazing being to me, but I got to give them back to you, and I trust that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have to trust that when it don't look like they when it don't look like they there.
Right.
And they stubborn and you know. But they're amazing though. Even on one of my boys' worst day to me, he's still, yes, ma'am. I love you, mommy. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at him like, how can you be this amazing?
Right.
And you just want to be on Do the Fool.
Right. Yeah.
But that's what happens.
Right.
But see, they were taught to respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, this generation doesn't believe in respect.
No, they just
Mine,
lost it.
I'm crazy though. Mine just.
But you got to put the fear of God in it. You got to.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember when we were all in Palm Springs one time when we did the Urban Network, and my children were swimming at the hotel. And my boys was in there going, my mama crazy. My mama, that was their little jam. My mama crazy. And Malik would just jump in the water. My mama crazy.
Wow.
Because that was the thing. Because one of them did something, and I checked them, and I snatched him by the collar. I was like, "Don't you make me act crazy out here."
Because I will.
Palm Springs around all these people.
Right.
You know, we out here with old Hollywood money. Woo. I need you to fall back. Don't make me act Getry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it was so funny. The next thing I know, they were at the pool singing "My Mama Crazy."
But see, they knew that. They knew not to mess with you.
And they never cut up again the whole time while we were there. It was so funny. We were just talking about it because now the boys are 25, 23, 18. You know, Brian and Dominique are in their 30s now, believe it or not.
Wow.
I can't believe my boys are grown, married, daughters. I'm just done. But Dante and Naya and Malik, they were screaming. We were cracking up laughing because Dante just turned 25 and we were all, you know, just celebrating and got him a few things for his birthday. And he was talking about that day. They called me crazy, and that's been the anthem.
Right.
Don't mess with mommy because she's crazy.
Right. No, they got the
see,
ticket.
We came from the ones, you know, back in the day. They didn't even tell us anything. They just raised up in the chair and looked. And then you froze.
Yes, indeedy.
And you got that message.
That look was like, I'll kill you dead. And
yes.
you moved 1 centimeter to the right. I was like, whoa, how do you get your eye to do that?
Right.
I know.
But we all knew exactly what that look meant.
They did, and your friends did too. Cause they'd be like, ooh,
exactly, you gonna get it. Yes. Oh, you gonna get it.
Yep. They been snitched on you just to see you get in trouble.
No.
Yeah, because mine was all, my grandma, it was all about that middle thumb. I mean, the finger that popped you in the back of the head or popped you in the ear.
That's where that song came from.
Man. Yes, indeed. I say, you know what? You got to be crazy to go through
We would
this.
get plucked or pinched in church all the time.
Oh yeah.
Man.
They, like,
Hey.
so nobody can see him.
Tell him that was child abuse. I had to call my dad. I said, dude, what y'all were doing?
All these people.
Y'all were doing child abuse. And now, but see, I look at now. Now, my grandson, he just turned 9, but he's 8. And he's been like a genius since he's been a baby. And I remember when he was on his second birthday, and I got him his little stuffed leather chair, sofa.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him to have his little first chair right. And so they were all taking pictures, and all the godparents were all over there. You know what I'm saying? Filled the house, and he was taking pictures. And he was posing from camera to camera. He just had that knack of going from camera to camera. And then finally, after about maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, he got toys all around him. But they were impinging upon his time. Okay. But he was Hollywood. He was going to give them those picture photos. And then after he got to a certain point, and you were there, after he got to a certain point and he was finished with it, he started telling me, thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? From side to side. In other words, saying, you know what? Thank you very much. Politely, I'm trying to tell y'all that I'm finished with this, and I'm through.
I got things to do now.
So from that point on, I knew the boy was special.
I love him.
And so now at 8 years old, he's playing basketball. And he's been in his basketball team for a couple of years, and my daughter one time, she says, I can't get out of school to take him to basketball practice. Can you take him? And he was playing for the Y. And so I took him up to the basketball thing, and I'm watching these kids, and they're all like 8, 9, 10, 7. He's the youngest one at 7 at the time. And I'm watching the coach go through this thing, and he's like, he's a good coach because he got 2 daughters in there, but he's not one of those really the coaches that you say, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
that we have in our neighborhood, right?
Put the hammer down.
Yeah. So I'm watching, and so I was like, okay, good. He did do a little thing. So I went to his game, and we went to his game one day, and I'm watching this boy, and, they play around a lot when they're in practice, but when it was on the game, he just became a whole different person. Yeah. And when I saw him, because I was asking, what do you want to do when you get big? What do you want to do? He said, I want to be a basketball player. But we all our black kids want to be a basketball player. So I just took it with a grain of salt, right?
Right.
But when I saw this little cat play, he totally freaked me out because I'm watching and I'm very skeptical of what I'm seeing. But I'm watching this boy, and these kids are going from one end of the court, and they're using regular size regulation baskets.
Yeah.
And when he's going there, read down or whatever, he's pushing the ball. He's doing the fast break Lakers old school style on and he's just running it down there, pulling up half court and doing 3-point shots and getting at least about 50% right now at 3-point shots. And I'm like, okay, this NBA players are not getting 50% percentage of 3-point shots.
Wow,
but you know what got me, dude?
That's amazing.
It's when he came to you and he says, Papa, he says, I'm going to carry the team on my back.
Yeah. Because he didn't like the way the coach was talking. So I got there and, I became the black grandfather. And so they're listening to me. And I'm not hollering. I'm just saying, stay in your game, stay in your game, stay in your game. Pull up. I live by, and I talk to them, live by the 3-point, you die by the 3-point. Don't always pull up and go. I said, you got a team, you got a team, you got a team. And so suddenly now the whole team elevates and starts doing it. They lost 2 games, and then they pulled the rest of them. They were just slamming. But he was just like the leader of the team. And so he says, well, you're our coach. And I was like, I can't always be it. Don't depend on me. That's supposed to be your coach, and just try to win him on that one. But he's like, well, probably I just don't like the way he coaches. But he says they don't step up sometimes, but that's okay. I'll carry him on my shoulder. And when they went to the finals, when they were in the finals, and they were down, they had some kids coached by a brother, and you could tell he's a military brother. He was all on the floor coaching, and we were like, get off the floor. He was like one of those,
and running down to the other end.
And they would like slam down like about 14-15 to nothing. And so I got in his head, and I said, teamwork. And I'm telling the guys, you got all these players, teamwork.
Right.
And they just kind of woke up, and they came back and lost the game by 1 point. But he was cheating on them or whatever else, and he just was so devastated after the game. He said, because they're cheating. And I said, you know what? Look here. All them tears I'm not trying to hear. I said, because you gave 100% on the floor, didn't I? I said, look at all those boys playing and getting money for it in the NBA. They are hurt many a time they lose. I said, you're going to lose many a game in your lifetime as an NBA player. And you can't be crying every time you do. Anytime you play, just make sure you give 100% and be satisfied with that.
Plant that seed now.
That's what you got to do with these boys. And so, like I said, when I saw that one there, it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? These kids of the day, and I asked her, I said, how did he get to play like this? She said, oh, he plays Nintendo. I mean, it's a PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? NBA, and watches the game. And he's got that. He's got that basketball knowledge. His stepdad, you know what I'm saying? He just knows the stats of everybody, and that's what he wants to do for a living. I see where right now the coaches coming to me, scouts are coming, and he's 8 years old.
Our kids show you who they are.
Oh man,
if we're paying attention, they
will.
show you. We just have to hone in and help them. You know, we have to help steer it in the right direction.
Recognize that talent when you see it.
Yes,
they ain't playing.
Culture that talent.
Yeah. But you got to make sure that the education is there too. Because I told him, I said, man, you've messed around, strained some or whatever.
Right.
You know how many done it, and they ain't got nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That contract ain't as good as only if you stay well.
Right. It's just like what we were talking about the other night, guys. It's like you got to know what your talents are. You got to know your gifts so you can pull from there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You have to be able, because if one thing isn't doing what you wanted to do, come on, pull something else out.
That's right.
And continue to move up.
Because most of us are multi-talented.
Yes, indeedy.
Yes.
Yes, indeedy. That is so very true.
I guess that's that survival instinct.
Yes.
If this doesn't work, we can do this.
Yes, and we pull that God essence out of us.
Yeah, we got to, because I mean, you know what I'm saying? We are dominant in a lot of things. If you look at how many NBA players there are with us versus other people, and you know, there's the stats on all this, and the football players and all that. I mean, you know, we may have to have the voice, but we have the people. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to pour into our kids. That's all I'm saying. You know,
they need us.
They do.
They definitely need us. I mean, I mean all of our babies, our community. They need us, because some of our babies don't have their parents that can even be there to encourage them. You know,
true.
I used to feel so bad when I had to work and I would miss one or two of my son's basketball games. Because the joy I saw in his face when I'm sitting up there in them bleachers.
Yeah.
And I'm hollering, woo! Because my last baby, I call him Woo, because that's number 5. And he was the 5th boy.
Wow.
And so I called him Woo. So anytime he heard the word Woo, he lit up. Like a Christmas tree.
Wow.
You know, and that was everything to me, you know. But sometimes I had to work, you know, and there were games I missed.
But you know, when they're young, you got to keep them young, because when they go old, man, you be wanting to just shoot them sometimes. I'm just being honest. Did I say that? Did I? Hey, man,
no. I said it many times.
I know. I'd be like, boy, if it was legal to shoot you in the pinky toe,
yes, indeed,
I'd did it.
Something. So you know what? We've got to. I'd be remiss not to talk about just for a couple seconds, because we had a few minutes left, and I want to do another one of your songs too. Psalms 91, right?
Oh yeah.
I want to play. But you know what? Our girl came in. Monet came in last week talking about what's happening at the Talgard complex for Tom Bradley's memorial this Sunday. From 5 o'clock is the red carpet to 7. That's on Hollywood. That's on Vine and off of Santa Monica and Vine, about 2 blocks north of that, at the Tagliard Center. It's a tribute to Tom Bradley. And they have Stevie Wonder's just complied. He's coming in. They've got Dionne Warwick that's going to do performances. They got Oba Babatunde. They got Marla Gibbs. They've got Loretta Devine. I mean, they got on and on the guests. And shout out to Miss Edna, our girl Edna Zim. ESP Productions, PR, she's doing the thing, and Miss Swan, you know, all the best, and so we're looking forward to going out and doing some red carpet work for them. But that's that. So guys, you got to just look it up. Just go in there and just Google the Tagliard for Sunday and look at their schedule, and that's what we're doing. So for Tom Bradley.
Yes.
For Tom Bradley.
He was our mayor. Yes.
No,
I wasn't here.
Yeah, mayor. Yeah, mayor. Yeah, we needed him governor. I wish he had been around longer as governor.
For about 20-something years.
You know what?
Now you know that's love.
Yeah, it is.
You was trailblazing for anybody to keep you as mayor.
Right.
You had to be reelected and reelected.
Oh yes.
That means he was loved by his community.
And he had that coming.
Amazing.
He changed the platform of black politicians in LA. And God bless him. And he's been a good man. He's still doing some things. So that's a fundraiser we're looking forward to seeing. Now we got a couple minutes left before I play the song out. So go ahead, Monica, and just say your final words, and let's.
Well, I'm looking forward to being back on the air with you guys. Maybe next week.
I love it.
If there's not a jazz festival somewhere,
no, see, there's always a but.
Yeah,
wait
and
for
I
the ball.
drag Miss Makita with me.
I ain't gonna have it.
I got to say,
somebody got to be here.
We gonna leave Daryl.
Oh, you can handle it.
You know, now we can go live. We can.
And then
we can go live.
Remote, huh?
Yes. It would be remote from any
Don't even trip.
nearby.
That's
so,
right.
So, like I say each and every week, guys, you know what I'm saying? I hope you got a lot out of this show, but I tell you each and every week to put God first and everything else will follow. I guarantee it. And from myself, from Miss M, and from Miss Makita, this is D Nice, and we'll hear from Makita coming up right now. And the name of this one is
Psalm 91. I dedicated this to the queen of my heart, my grandmother, Wealthy May. Yeah, I come from wealth.
Uh-oh.
I miss you, Mama.
So here we go. He's going to play us out. We'll see you next week.
Troubles all around me. Sometimes it's hard to see the forest from the trees. Yet I know your protection is around me. 'Cause there is a place, there's somewhere that I can go. There's no sickness, no sorrow there. And I know that I'm safe in your care. It's where shall hide me. You shall hide me in the secret place. There's peace in the midst of the storm. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed is your name. 'Cause every day, Lord, you remain the same. That's why I call you in the morning. And sometimes it's late at night. Oh, but I know every single time I call you that everything